Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York.
BBC News World. February 14th, 5:20 America, New York. BBC India offices searched by income tax officials. The searches come weeks after a documentary in the UK looked at PM Modi's role in 2002 riots.
Washington Post World.
February 14th, 5:19 America, New York. Sweden's king to undergo planned surgery in heart area. Sweden's King Carl XVI Gustaf will undergo a planned surgical procedure through peephole surgery in the heart area.
Washington Post World.
February 14th, 5:19 America, New York. Germany to produce ammo for air defense guns sent to Ukraine. Germany's defense minister says a deal has been signed for new ammunition for self-propelled anti-aircraft guns it provided to Ukraine to be produced at home after it ran into difficulties securing supplies from elsewhere.
BBC News World. February 14th, 5:14 America, New York. Drone footage shows Turkey earthquake destruction, before and after. Drone footage shows the immense scale of the damage in Hatay, in the south of the country.
New York Times World News. February 14th, 5 o'clock America, New York. The toll that Twitter's glitches is taking on Chinese activists. As the Elon Musk-owned social media service encounters interruptions and bugs, Chinese dissidents and activists said they feared they were being muzzled. Bao Pu, a veteran human rights activist, said he feared that Twitter was putting a limit on the influence that he could have. New York Times World News.
February 14th, 5 o'clock America, New York. After U.S. downs UFOs. More awareness of balloons all over our skies. As more unidentified objects were shot down by the U.S. Air Force in recent days, experts warned that there were an endless array of potential targets. NASA scientists in Antarctica prepared one of 20 balloon launches for a scientific mission in 2013.
New York Times World News.
February 14th, 5 o'clock America, New York. Isolation and resignation in Turkish villages hit by earthquake. In rural southern Turkey, some villages were cut off from aid for days, and locals were left to fend for themselves. Damaged houses in Kayabasi, Turkey, on Monday.
Washington Post World.
February 14th, 4:46 America, New York. Tunisian Islamist leader arrested in crackdown on opposition. Lawyers say that Tunisian authorities have arrested the leader of the Ennahda opposition Islamist movement in a crackdown on rival politicians and critics of the North African country's increasingly authoritarian President Kais Saied.
Mirror World News.
February 14th, 4:32 America, New York. Vladimir Putin's Marine brigade of 5,000 men, wiped out, in battle for Vuhledar. A unit of 5,000 Russian fighters were practically destroyed in the latest attempt to forcefully take the area of Vuhledar, Donetsk, in another humiliating defeat for Putin.
Mirror World News.
February 14th, 3:44 America, New York. NATO scrambles fighter jets to intercept Russian planes amid fears of Ukraine assault. It comes ahead of an important meeting of NATO defense ministers today and tomorrow in Brussels as officials work to coordinate supplying more weapons to Ukraine, and to discuss the threat posed by spy balloons.
RT World News.
February 14th, 3:42 America, New York. U.S. fighter jets for Ukraine still on the table, FT. President Joe Biden has previously signaled he would not provide Kiev with F-16s. The U.S. could provide Ukraine with modern warplanes, or at least approve their transfer from other countries, the Financial Times reported on Monday, citing sources.
Mirror World News.
February 14th, 3:28 America, New York. Oscar Pistorius must never be freed for killing my sister, says Reeva Steenkamp brother. Six-time Paralympic gold medalist Oscar Pistorius shot girlfriend Reeva Steenkamp, 29, dead at his home in Pretoria, South Africa, on Valentine's Day 2013, with him later being sentenced to 13 years in prison for her murder.
Time. February 14th, 3:22 America, New York. India tax officials search BBC offices weeks after Modi doc. New Delhi. Officials from India's Income Tax Department began conducting searches Tuesday at the BBC's offices in the capital, New Delhi. 3 of the broadcaster's staff members told the Associated Press.
The Washington Times stories. Advocacy.
February 14th, 2:26 America, New York. 3 people killed at Michigan State University, gunman dead. A gunman opened fire Monday night at Michigan State University, killing 3 people and wounding 5 more, before fatally shooting himself miles away after an hours-long manhunt that forced frightened students to hide in the dark.
BBC News World.
February 14, 2006 America New York, Champions League Final. UEFA, responsible for chaos before Liverpool v Real Madrid in Paris. A review finds Europe's football body bore primary responsibility for last year's chaotic scenes.